Right. So now you saw a unit fraction where it is the numerator is always 1 and the denominator differs. Now the second part of fraction is the pizza fraction. Okay, I'm writing this here. You take something, divide it into 4 or 6 pieces. So here it can be 1 out of 2. Here it is 2 out of 4. Okay. So whenever the numerator is less than the denominator, you call it a proper fraction. Proper fraction. Okay. Whenever the numerator is smaller than the denominator, you call it a proper fraction. So you write down as a note, if the numerator is smaller than the denominator, okay, it is called what fraction? Proper fraction. Why we give names? Because it's easy to call. Like in that class, arakolla, arakolla, arakella, arakella, instead of saying that boy, this boy, this boy, that boy, it would be easy if you have names. So it's easy to call them. So if you come across a fraction where the numerator is less than the denominator, you can simply say it as a proper fraction. Okay, if you have a numerator, it's always 1 and the denominator changes, you call it a unit fraction. So we are good to know people by knowing their names. But what will happen if you don't know the names? Sometimes you use nicknames. Okay, you call the long nose guy, the short hair guy. Okay, the leg bent guy. We try to give different name because if you don't have a name, we try to give different name. Okay, do you understand? Now the next thing, let's come to another part of a fraction. Okay, another part of a fraction. Say the pizza example. Okay, in the pizza example, just give me a minute. In the pizza example, what happens now? You are in the party, so you are served pizzas. Okay, this happens sometimes in, let's say, not wedding houses, some party houses. Okay, you go and sit in your table. So you love pizza like nothing. Okay, so you are sitting on the table. So the invited people did not come. So the table is fully empty. So what you do, you whack the whole pizza. You ate one complete pizza. And then your friend over there, he is, you ate and you're going. So he is eating another pizza. Okay. So he has shared, and when you go to his table, you find you find how much is this? A quarter out of the four, because these were eaten. Okay. So you have a quarter pizza. Okay. You have a quarter pizza. So how much you ate? You ate one and a quarter. Okay. Can you hear me? Is there any voice issues? Okay. So now you ate on your table, nobody came, you ate the whole pizza, you go to your friend's table, he said there is a quarter pizza remaining. Okay, and he gives to you. So how many pizza you ate? You ate a pizza and a quarter of it. You ate a pizza and a quarter of the pizza. Okay, so how much you ate is 1 upon 4. 1 upon 4. 1 and a quarter of it. So what do you call this as? You call this as what? Mixed fraction. You call this what? Mixed fraction. Clear? You call it as a mixed fraction. Okay. Right. So you call it as a mixed fraction. Now, how do we solve this mixed fraction? So you ate one pizza, pizza ke ekak kala, tawa kalakut kala. So how do you uh, write it in another format? What you do is, how do you write it in a fraction form? Okay, in a more easier fraction form. You have 1 and 1 upon 4. No? What you have to do is, okay, 1, I'll write it in the bigger form so you can understand. 1 upon 4. So this both you multiply. First step, huh? So you start from here. Okay, step 1. This both you multiply. After you have multiplied this one, the answer you add. The answer you add. So this is the step 2. So you have step 1. Step 1, you multiply this both, and then you add this. So this is multiplication sign, and this is addition sign. Don't think both are multiplication. Okay. So how do I do it? So 1 upon 4. 4 multiplied by 1 is how much? 4. Okay, so you got the answer. 4 plus 1 is how much? 5 upon 4. 5 upon 4. Clear? Everyone, I need to confirm here if it is clear or not clear. Because I am going to build on this another step. Clear, FK? Alkama, Bilkis, any doubt? So how you change a mixed fraction to a fraction? You have the mixed fraction. You multiply the denominator with this number. So 4 ones are 4. 4 plus 1. You have to, step 2 is what? Adding. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. So that is 5 upon 4. Let me do another mixed fraction. For example, you have 2 upon 4. 2 upon 4. What you do this? First, this 2, you have to multiply. Okay. So 4 2s are 8. And then you have to add the 2. 8 plus 2 is how much? 10 upon 4. 10 upon 4. So what you do? 4 multiplied by 2. And then you get the answer, which is equal to 8. And then you add this 2, which is equal to 10. Is it clear, FK? Or not clear? If it is not clear, don't say clear, because if it is not clear, say not clear, because it doesn't mean that you are slow in understanding or you are fast in understanding. It doesn't matter end of the day, because as I said, you all are in a gym where you are training your brain, okay, not your body. So you have body gyms, different people carry different weights, so everyone can't carry the same weight. By practice each and every day continuously, you come and practice again and again and again, so you gradually become the person who is a bodybuilder. So all the bodybuilders almost carry the same weight. So it doesn't mean in the education field only you see it differently. You say, this guy is intelligent and I am not intelligent. No, there's nothing like that. Only thing is, in your gym you have not gone to the brain gym. So when you don't go to brain gym, what happens? You will be having, you will not be having the brain muscles. Okay, like if you go to the normal gym, the body gym, you start to build body muscles. But if you don't go, if you go to brain gym, what happens? You build your brain muscles. So you are on the brain gym. So different people carry different weights. So their muscle brain, the brain muscles is, some are very fit, some are strong, some are weak. So it depends on person to person. It doesn't mean asking a question is a shame. It doesn't mean asking a question is a shame. It's like going and gym, asking the gym instructor a doubt. Okay, can I carry this 2 kg? So you are having somebody who's carrying 50 kg. So you want to ask the instructor in front of you, can I carry 5 kg now? Okay, to ask him that permission, there's nothing wrong. Okay, so because the big bodybuilder also, one day he was carrying 2 kg. Earlier he was carrying 2 kg, so he gradually grew to carry 50 kg. So don't feel shy to ask questions, huh? If you have any question. So now here you will notice one thing: the numerator is lesser than the denominator. The numerator is less than a denominator. Okay, 5 upon 4. So when the numerator is less than a denominator, what do you call it? You call it an improper fraction. It's not a proper fraction, it is improper. So it's an improper fraction. So we will come back to that. Just keep that in mind, that it is an improper fraction. So if you take the 5 upon 4 example, where you ate one pizza and a quarter from your friend, if you want to calculate and make it to a mixed fraction, how do you do it? You divide by the 5 by 4. So 1 4s are 4. So 1 4s are 4. 5 minus 4, how much? 1. So the answer here is 1 upon 4. You have this 1 upon 4. So that's how you construct it. Okay. So when the denominator is smaller than the numerator, what happens is, it's because of you have eaten a thing more than the denominator. You have eaten a thing more than the denominator. You ate one pizza from somewhere, which is a whole pizza, and then you ate quarter of another place. So that is why when you add this both together, it becomes 5 upon 4, because it's more than the denominator itself, more than the denominator itself. So when you calculate, how you change a improper fraction to a mixed fraction is by simply doing this calculation. Okay, so just copy this out. Okay. Now you will get a confusion which one will I put here? This one. This one will come here, and this one will come here, and this 4 will be coming here. Okay. So when I am teaching math, don't bring the fear thing into your mind. Don't get afraid. If you get afraid, your brain, logical brain stops working. If you get bored, the logical brain stops working. If you get too tired, the logical brain stops working. Okay. So you should always be positive when you learn. Your emotion is very important. If your emotion is upset, okay, it will be hard for you to understand. Okay. So main thing what you have to control is, I'm not saying, I see every one of you are intelligent. Nobody is less in any capacity, because your hardware capacity is well beyond mathematics. Whatever the maths, it's possible to be given to you. Okay. One thing is, either you are trying to understand a very difficult subject, then it is going to be difficult for you. It's like a person who can carry a 5 kilo trying to carry a 20 kilo. Okay. Or you are trying to do something very easy, so you feel bored about it. Okay. Like somebody who is carrying a 20 kilo trying to carry a 5 kilo, he will not get any interest. So you have to carry something which is challenging for you, something which is interesting. Then only the class will be interesting. You also will understand something. Okay. Right. Let's go to another example of how to change a mixed fraction to a proper fraction. So since this everything was 1, okay, let me take another example. Okay, can I erase this? Take a screenshot. Okay, now here you have 2, 4 upon 8. So what's the step? First step is the denominator, you have to multiply it with this number, and then the answer you have to add it with the numerator. The denominator you have to multiply it with this number, and the answer out of it you have to add it with the 4. So 8 twos are how much? 8 twos are 16. Okay. So you multiply 8 into 2 is this one. You multiply it. And then the answer is how much? 16. So 16 plus 4. You add with the answer. With the answer. Whatever the answer comes, you add it with the 4. So 16 plus 4 is how much? 20. Okay. So you can do this mental calculation simply. 8 twos are 16. 16 plus 4 is 20 upon 8. 20 upon 8. So now what I do, I divide the 20 by the 8. It's 20 upon 8. So what I do now is, I divide the 20 by 8. So what is the nearest one? 8 ones are 8, 8 twos are 16, 8 threes are 24. 24 you cannot put it here. So you have to go 8 ones are 8, 8 twos are 16. 16 is very suitable here. So 20 minus 16, you get the denominator as 4. So what you do here is, see, you take 2, okay, 2, 4 upon 8. So you start from here, 2, 4 upon 8. Okay, always start with the this one, and then 2, 4 upon 8. So that's the answer. Clear? Any question? Right. So here you have mixed fraction and uh, improper fraction. So you can write down the note, and any fraction if the denominator, if the numerator, if the numerator is equal to or greater than, is equal to or greater than the denominator, it is called an improper fraction. Improper. So if the numerator is smaller than the denominator, you call it proper fraction. If the numerator is greater than the denominator, you call it as an improper fraction. Okay. Okay. Take a screenshot or copy this note. Right. Now, another type of fraction is our pizza example, which we had earlier. 1 out of 2 is equal to 2 out of 4, right? We saw that. Okay. You ate half of the pizza and your friend ate 1/4, yani 2/4 of the 4. That means he also ate half of the pizza. You ate half of the pizza, which is one uh, half of it, and your friend ate 2/4 of the pizza. So out of that, he ate this 2. So it is also half. You call it 2/4, right? So these both are equal. These both are equal. So 1 upon 2 and 2 upon 4, you call it equivalent fraction. You call it what? Equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction. They both are same. They both are same. If you simplify it, it will come under the same way. Okay. Right. So write down when fractions are represented, when improper fractions, when improper fractions this is a previous note, okay? Improper fractions are represented in mixed form in mixed form, it is called mixed fraction. It's called what? Mixed fraction. Okay. So now you learn how to add some fractions, right? And you know how to turn mixed fraction into improper fraction. So let's do some exercise. Copy these notes. Yeah. So do this exercise. Okay, work out on this, and then we will meet at 8:10. You will have the break at 8. So we'll meet at 8:10. Work on these examples. 8:10 we will discuss the answers. Okay. So you can remain online, and you can have the mic muted. Right. So let's discuss the answer. So what's the answer for the first one? What's the answer for the first one? You can type out the answer. Can you all hear me? Okay, for the first one, let's work out the first one. You have 3 and 5. Okay, I'll save these questions in another place so that we can have space to make the answer. So first I will do it in a, the method long. When you get practice, you start to do things quickly. Okay. So 2/3 plus 1/5. 2/3 plus 1/5. What is the answer? You take, see the denominator is not same. The first step is you have to see the denominator is not same, because it's like apple and orange. You have to bring both under the same denominator. So what you have to do for that, you have to do the LCM. So 3, 5, 1 3s are 3, and you have 5 balance. It's the lowest. So then you have 5. So this is the answer. So 5 3s are 15. So 15 is the LCM. Okay, you got the 15 as a LCM. So you have to do the LCM working separately. Yeah? You don't do it in the answer. So you have to do it in the worksheet. So now we know 15 is the base. So how many threes are there in the 15? 5 threes are in the 15. So when there's 5 threes in the 15, you take that 5 and multiply it with the numerator. So 5 twos are 10. This is what we did. So 2 out of 3, okay, 2 out of 3 multiplied by how much will give you the denominator 15. So 5 threes are 15. So that same you do here. 5 twos are 10. So it is 10 upon 15. Okay. So it is 10 upon 15. And here you have 1 upon 5. So if you see how many 50, how many fives are there in a 15? you have how much? 2 5s, 3 5s are there. 5 3s are 15. So you multiply the 3 with the numerator, which the answer is 3. So if you want to verify it, 1 out of 5 multiplied by what will give you the denominator and the numerator, denominator as 15. So you multiply it by 3. 5 3s are 15. So the numerator and denominator is same. So it is 3 upon 15. So what you're doing is you're adding uh, 10 upon 15 and 3 upon 15, which is how much? 13 upon 15. Okay. So that's what you do it here together. So the answer here is 13 upon 15, because what you're doing is you're adding 10 upon 15, 3 upon 15. Now you have brought the denominator to same. Earlier it was apple and orange. Now it is apple and apple. So you have to bring the denominator to the same thing. Okay. So that's the first exercise which we did. So 2 upon 3 plus 1 upon 5, the answer is 13 upon 15. So second one, what's the answer? 2/4 upon 4/8. 2/4 upon 4/8. And type the answers over. So the first one who got the right answer, can you raise, can you put me a message if you got the right answer? Right. For the second one, now you see here, it's also the denominator is not the same. It's not apple and apple. It's something else. So what you do, you have to bring the denominator to same. So you can do the LCM with the least common factor by going through 2. Okay. 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8. Okay. 2 2s are 4 and 2 4s are 8. Again, you use the 2, 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. Again, you use the 2, 1 comma 1. So you can do like this, or you can do it like this also, but that's not the correct method in LCM. You just take the 4 because 4 is common. 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8. And then you use the 2. Okay. So that's also 4 2s are 8. Here also 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. You get the same answer. Okay. So you get the same answer. So which is 8. 8 is the denominator. 8 is the LCM. LCM is how much? 8. Okay. So now what you have to do, you have to bring everything under the same denominator. So how many 4s are there in how many 4s are there in this 8? Because you have the 4, no? How many 4s are there in the 2? So 2 multiplied by the numerator 2, 2 2s are 4. And here you have the same denominator. So you don't have to do anything, because how many 8s are there in the 8? 1. So 4 multiplied by 1 is 4. So that is equal to 8 upon 8. That's equal to 1. Okay. You don't multiply 8 and 4 together. Sometimes you can get complex figures. Okay. You may not get the correct answer sometimes. So do the LCM. Do the LCM, and 8 upon 8 should be the answer, which is you get answer as 1. Okay. Then go to the next step. Next question. 1 upon 4 and 1 upon 6. So 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 6. Where 4 and 6 we need to find the LCM. So 4 comma 6. What's the common factor? 2. 2 2s are 4. 2 4s are so 2 3s are 6. And then you use 2 again. Okay, 2 1s are 2 and the 3 remains. And then 3. So you have 1 and 1. So 2 4s are 2 2s are 4. 4 3s are how much? 12. Okay, 4 3s are 12. So now how many 4s are there in the 12? 4 3s are 12. So 3. So you take the 3 and multiply with the numerator, that is 3. And 6 2s are 12. So 6 2, that 2 you multiply with the numerator, it is 2. So then what happened? It is 5 upon 12. The answer is 5 upon 12. You can simply multiply and find, some they do multiply 6 and 4 and make 24. What will happen is you have to still simplify. You have to still simplify to come at 5 upon 12. If you multiply 6, multiply by 4, you will get the answer 10 upon 24. So after you get 10 upon 24, you have to still simplify it. Okay. So the best thing is find LCM and you can get the answer, easily. Finding the LCM, you can get the answer easily. Right. Okay, for mixed fraction, I'll give you some exercise. You can do it, try to do it at home uh, after the class. So you're already at home. So try to do it after the class. So 3, 4 upon 5, 4, 2 upon 1, 1 upon 3, then 5, 2 upon 4, and 3, 1 upon 4. So these are some of the exercises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, take a screenshot or copy it quickly. So you call this 3, 4 upon 5. This is 4, 2 upon 1, 1, 1 upon 3, 5, 2 upon 4, 3, 1 upon 2. So you usually call a fraction 1 upon 2, but you usually say 1 upon 2, and you can say 1 upon 4, you can say 1/4, and you say 1/6. This you call 1/6. And this one you say 2/3, okay, 2/4, okay, you can use that word 2/4, okay. So you can say this, you usually say 3, 4 upon 5, okay, 4/5, you don't say 4/5, okay. So these parts, half, quarter, 2/3, 2/4, you just say that way. So you can say 4/5, but you can say 3, 4 upon 5. Okay. So hopefully you copied the question, do it and keep the answers ready. We will discuss in our next class. We'll discuss the answer in the next class. Okay. So let's move to another section. So you saw how to add the fraction. So subtracting the fraction is also the same thing. You have to just do the LCM, and instead of adding, you will subtract. For example, half minus quarter. Okay. So what you do, you find the LCM. What is the LCM? 1 2s are 2, 2 2s are 4. So here again 2. So the LCM here is 2 2s are 4. So we come to a common ground. Okay, that is 4. So how many 4s are there in the 2? 2 4s are there. So you take the 2 and multiply with the numerator, it is 2. And minus, you put the minus. And how many 4s are there in this? There's 1 4, that 1 you multiply with the numerator, you get 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1 upon 4. 2 minus 1 is 1 upon 4. So if you want to see it practically, okay, you have a pizza, it is divided into half. Okay, so you got half of it. So forget about the other half. You have half of the pizza. Now what happened out of that pizza? Okay, now let's take like this. Okay, so it's like this. If you take this part, half of the pizza, because we got the common denominator for half of the pizza. Okay, forget this two. Out of this half, okay, 1/4 is taken away. Then how much remaining? 1/4. Okay, right? Let me tell you a story, then you'll understand better. You brought one pizza. Okay, You bought one pizza and that pizza was divided to 4 pieces. So 2 pieces was taken away. You are remaining with this 2 piece. Okay, so you had a half. Your friend came, you gave him a piece. So how much remaining with you? Only a quarter. Only a quarter. So that's the answer. Half minus quarter, you get a quarter. Clear? So there was initially one whole pizza, and in that whole pizza, half was taken away. They divided into 4. Half was taken away, then other 2 slices were there. Okay, your friend came, he took 1 slice, then you got remaining only this part. Okay, so this part already taken away. They took it off. Taken and gone. So now you have only this 2. So your friend came, you gave him a quarter and you get a quarter. So you get only a quarter. So from half, if you take a quarter, you get only a quarter. So that's how you minus the fractions. Clear? Okay. Now, let us reverse the scenario. Let us reverse the scene. Okay. So, what happened? Quarter pizza minus with, okay, forget the pizza for now. Okay, 1/4 minus 1/2. What you do is you find the LCM. How much is the LCM we got for 4/2? How much the LCM we got? 4, right? We got the LCM as 4. So you have 1 because there is only 1/4 minus. In this you have 2/4 are there, 2 into the numerator. It is 1 minus 2 upon 4. 1 minus 2 upon 4. So 1 minus 2 is how much? We did the calculation. Okay, 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Okay, divided by 4, that is minus quarter. Minus 1 minus quarter. Okay. So if you are taking the pizza example, okay, you are given half of the pizza, divided to 4. So this part is taken off. Okay. And then you are eating the whole pizza and your brother comes. And then he says to me, why you didn't give me my share? Then now, how much you have to give to him as a loan? 1/4. You don't have to give him 1/4 of it because this should have been eaten by your brother. This it should have been eaten by you, but you ate the whole thing and then he came to the room and found out that you got half of the pizza. So he will say, if you didn't give me my share, I will complain to mama. Okay. So you say, okay, okay, I will give you. Then you are in debt of him to give him quarter pizza, which is a loan. Okay, that's why you denote it as minus. You don't have. So as soon as you can, as soon as you get it, you have to give to your brother. Clear? Right. So before we move to the next section, addition and subtraction of fraction, is it clear? Addition and subtraction of fraction, is it clear? Can you type, is it clear? If not clear, we can go to the. Yeah, you mean in this example, the -4 is not clear? Okay. Again, I will show you this example. Okay. Now 1 upon 4 and 4 upon 2, you find the LCM. So you find the LCM, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2. Again, 2 2s are 2 1s are 2, and you got the answer. So LCM is how much? 2 into 2, it is 4. So the common factor is 4, right? So in this 4, it is 1 because there's only one 4 of it. So you multiply it with the numerator 1 into the numerator 1, it is 1. Minus, then you have 2, 2 2s are 4. So there are 2 4s are there. So 2 multiplied by the numerator 1, it is 2. So 1 minus 2, how much? We studied in the last class. 1 minus 2 is equal to minus, how much? Minus 1. Minus 1, because you have 2 people in the queue and you give them only 1. So there is a balance 1 you have to give. So that minus 1, you put it here. Minus 1 upon 4. Minus 1 upon 4. The minus doesn't go away because it's a 1 minus 2. You have that minus remaining. So you just write it minus 4. A quarter piece is minus. Right. Let's move to the another part of fraction. So everyone know nowadays bread is the bread. So you eat half bread and your friend eats half bread. So how many breads do you need? You eat half bread and your friend needs half bread. How many breads do you need? Answer please. Type it. Thinking? You are eating half bread. Okay. And your friend is eating half bread. How many bread you'll buy from the bakery? One bread. Okay, because you will cut this into two halves. You will eat half, your friend will eat half. Okay, so it is you have to buy one bread, cut it into two pieces, you get half, your friend get half. So it's like this, half. Okay, so now how do you calculate it mathematically? Okay, you eat half bread, your friend eat half bread. So half into 2, half multiplied by 2. Okay, so half multiplied by 2, how do you calculate? Always remember, when you have this 2, means the denominator is 1. The denominator is 1. So it is 1 upon 2 into 2 upon 1. Okay. Always when they put as 2, the denominator is 1. Don't forget this. Huh? Don't forget this, because if I write 4, it is always 4 upon 1 in fraction. Okay. In fraction, you always, if I write 5, it's 5 upon 1. Okay. So if I put 1 upon 2 into 3, the fraction here is 3 upon 1. Okay. Just keep that in mind. So you have to take half bread each person. For 2 people, how much bread you need to buy? So that is 1 into 2 are 2, 2 into 1 is 2. So 2 upon 2, you cut it, it is 1. 1 bread. Clear? This calculation is clear? Half bread, 1 person each. So for 2 people, how much we? Okay. Now, half bread, we need half bread per person. For 4 people, how much we need? So that is half into 4. So that is 4 upon 1. So then you calculate 1 4s are 4 and 2 1s are 2. Okay. Then 1 2s are 2, 2 2s are 4. That is equal to 2 bread you need to buy. So if you are giving for 4 people, you need to have 2 bread, because you cut one bread to 2 and give to 2 persons, and another bread you need, you which you have to divide to 2 and give to the remaining 2 person. So you need how many breads? 2 complete breads. Clear? Is a bread story clear? So that's why you multiply. Why do you multiply fraction? I eat half. So we are 4 people in this room. How many bread we need? So half into 4. Okay. When you have this little people, it is easy to calculate. When you have a lot of people, Okay, let's say there are 36 people. Okay, you need to buy half of it, 16 bread. Okay, so 32 people, you need half of it, which is 16 breads. Okay, so when it gets more complex, you will need to use mathematics. Otherwise, you can simply calculate. So this is clear, right? Half bread. Okay. So coming back, so you have three people who eats half of the bread. So you have three people who eats half of the bread. So we need 1.5 bread. So if you calculate it mathematically, how do you do it? 1 upon 2 into 3 upon 1. Okay, that is equal to 3 upon 2. So you can't say to the friend, go and take 3 upon 2 bread and come. He'll ask, what is that? Okay, so you need to do a calculation. So what you do, you take the 3 and divide it by 2. 1 2s are 2. You get the 2 here. You get the remaining 1. So now what happened? You can't divide it. So what you need to do, you need to put a 0. So if you're putting a 0, you make it a decimal. Okay, put a decimal point. So 2 5s are 10. So 2 5s are 10. That gives you 0. So how much bread you need to buy? 1.5 bread. He needs to buy 1.5 bread. So 3 upon 2 means 1.5 bread. You can write it also like this. 3 upon 2. So 1 3s are 1 2s are 2. You have 1. So what you do, you start like this. So 1 1 upon 2. So it is 1.5 bread. You see two ways of seeing it. Clear? Is this clear? Can you all confirm me? Rifki, is it clear? Yeah, if my voice is cracking time to time, somebody is saying my voice is cracking time to time. Rifki, is my voice unclear to you, or is it clear? Yeah, it's clear. So that means your network has some problem. Either you exit and join again, or make sure that you are in a place where the network is strong. Where the network is strong. Since we will be doing this classes online, okay. If you are having mobile data, it's okay, well and fine. You can have it in a, when the power goes off, it gets a bit slow, but still you can manage to listen. Make sure whatever the connection which is strong in your area, try to get that. So when the power cuts, you can use it. If you're using a Wi-Fi, have a power bank and have a connecting, a wire which connects to the power bank. So you can use that power bank to connect it, and then you can join the class, because we can't afford to miss classes. If you miss class, what will happen is that same lesson to understand, it will it will be difficult. Of course, you will record the lesson. Sometimes you will not get time to sit again. So all these issues are there. So try your best to be on class. Okay. Instead of, don't try to make the power cut as an excuse. Okay. So we know now why we need to multiply fractions. So we need to understand things practically. If you don't understand things practically, why we need something, okay, then you will not understand the reason. At least initially, when you are learning maths, you need to understand, okay, why you need to understand this particular thing. What's the reason behind? Okay. So now you want to share. So you are having each person eating a quarter of a bread. You call a quarter is 1/4 because you cut the bread into 4 pieces. So you call it a quarter, pan kalak. So how do you cut the half quarter bread into a quarter? You know it. So you take the whole bread Okay, and then you cut it into half, and that half, what you do from middle, okay, you think this is the half, you cut it from the middle, and this is you call pankala. Okay, quarter bread of it. Okay, you cut it into half, then from the middle you cut it into another half, so it becomes a quarter bread. So quarter bread, one person eat. There are 6 people eating bread. What is the answer? Find it. How many breads do you need to buy? Make your calculation and put your answer on the chat. Okay, a quarter bread, you need to find 6 people, each eating quarter piece. So for 6 people, how many breads you need to buy? Okay, so you take the quarter and multiply it by 6. So 6 upon 1, right? So 1 6 are 6, 1 4 are 4. So 6 you have to divide it by 4. So you have 1 4 are 4, 2 4 sides. So you can put only 1. So 1 4 are 4. So how much is balance? 2. Okay. So you can see it like this: 1 2 upon 4. Okay. That is one way of calculating it. 1 2 upon 4. Okay. Which is, if you simplify it more, it is 1.5, because 2 upon 4 is 1.5. Or you can put a decimal point and put a 0. Okay. Then how many fours are there in the 20? 5 fours are there in a 20. So that is 1.5 bread, or 1.5 bread. Is it clear? So 1 and 2 over 4 is 1.5 bread. So we need to buy 1.5. You can't say 1 2 over 4 to a normal child who goes to a shop. Bring 1 2 upon 4, he will just look like he saw stars. But 1 2 upon 4. Okay, if you say 1.5 bread, it's easy to understand. So this 2 upon 4, you can simplify it, or you complete your whole division. Complete your whole division. Okay, so this multiplication scenario is the multiplication scenario. Okay, clear up to now? Right. So I hope if you have doubt, you'll raise your hands. Huh? Now going to the, let's do some exercise in this. 2 upon 4. So this is fractions with multiplying fraction with a whole number. Okay, do it fast. Let's resume. So here 2 multiplied by 4 upon 1. Okay. 2 multiplied by 4 upon 1. So let me write another question. So this question, we can approach it in two ways. I'll tell you both the ways. Okay, 2 into 4. This is 2 upon 4 into 4, which is 4 upon 1. So 4 2s are 8, 4 1s are 4. So 1 4s are 4, 2 4s are 8. That the answer is 2. Okay, this is one way. Another way is what you do is you have 2 upon 4 multiplied by 4 upon 1. I cancel this 4 with this 4. Okay. Then is there anything else you can cancel? No. So the answer is 2 upon 1, which is equal to 2. So you can do it in two ways. Okay. So see if you can cross anything out like this, cross it. So let's go to the second example. 1/3 into 5, which is 5 upon 1. So 1/3 into 5. So in future, I will not be putting this 1. Okay, it's understood now. So it is 1 5 are 5. 5 upon 3 is the answer. 5 upon 3 is the answer. So if you want to put it in a mixed fraction, you can do it in a mixed fraction, or if you want to answer it in a decimal way, you can answer it in a decimal way. So both options are available. So if I want to show it to you, you divide by 3 by 5. So 1 3s are 3. You have 2 balance. So it is 1 2 upon 3. Or still, if you want to continue, you put a dot and put a 0. Okay. So 6 3s are 18. Okay. 6 3s are 18. So you put that and you have a 2 balance and put a 0. It keeps continuing like that. 1.66666. It keeps going that way. Okay. So you can stop at a 2 decimal place and it will remain 1.66. So this is the answer. 5 upon 3 is the answer. Okay. So let's move to the next one. 5 upon 10 into 7. 5 upon 10 into 7. Okay. So 7 5s are 35 upon 10. Okay. You can still, if you want, you can simplify, because by taking a common number, you can take 5, because you can cancel 5 with the 35 and 5 with the 10. So 5 2s are 10. Okay. 6 5s are 35. So 6 upon 5 is the answer. So 7 5s are 35. 7 upon 5 is the answer. 7 upon 2 is the answer. Okay. 7 upon 2 is the answer. Because 5 2s are 10. Okay. 7 5s are 35. So 7 upon 2. Clear? Okay. Right. Let's go to another part. Okay. Where you multiply fraction with a fraction. So if you want to multiply a fraction with a fraction, it will be like this: 2 upon 4 into 3 upon 5. Okay. So you see if there's any possibility cross each other. So you can't cross it. So 3 2s are 6 and 5 4s are 20. Okay. You can do it that way. 5 4s are 20, and you can still simplify it. You can still simplify. Or else You can also 2 upon 4 into 3 upon 5. You can cross this 2. So it is half into 3 upon 5. So it is 3 upon 10. 3 upon 10. If you simplify this more also, you will get the same answer, because what is common here is 2. 2 is common for both. Okay, 3 is not common. So because you won't get the 20, 2 is common for both. 2 3s are 6 and 2 10s are 20. You get 3 upon 10. Clear? Or any doubt in this? So this is one method and this is the other method. Okay. So now you need to sharpen your axe. Then only you can cut the tree well. For example, you know how to do the answer to this question. Okay, but you need to have the multiplication table strong enough. Okay. So there, you know, the tree cutter story. There's a tree cutter who was very skilled in cutting the tree, and he started on day one, and he kept on cutting until a point his productivity reduced. So the number of tree he cuts per day is reducing. So the next day he went and put more effort, but still the number of tree he cut was less than the previous day. So every day it is reducing again and again. So what he had to do, he was wondering what was wrong. So his wife reminded him, what about the axe? Did you sharpen the axe? Then he remembered he didn't sharpen the axe for so long. He was so busy, he couldn't sharpen the axe. So then he sharpened the axe and he went and he cut the trees. Now he was cutting it better than before. Okay. So the same way, you need to have your multiplication table strong enough where you are able to multiply things faster. Okay. So that's very important, that you have to practice the multiplication table, especially the speed test. Especially the speed test. Okay. Okay. There's a question. Please, can you explain the first and second question again? What is the first and second question? I erased it from my board. Can you type what the first and second question is? What's the first question? Can you type the first question? Two upon four into four. What's that the question? 2 upon 4 into 4. 2 upon 4 into 4. Okay, that is 4 upon 1. You have two ways to do it. So 4 twos are 8, 4 ones are 4. Okay, that is 8 upon 4. No? So you cut 1 fours are 4, 2 fours are 8. So the answer is 2. Or else you can do the second method, which is 2 upon 4 into 4. Okay, you cut this 4 and 4. So you get the answer 2. Equal to 2. Clear? Because 2 is here, this 1 is here. So the answer is 2. First question, clear? Was this your question? If it is clear, just reply me clear. Then we can go to the second question. Or if it is not clear, tell me what is not clear. So here what I did, here I multiplied. 4 twos are 8, 4 ones are 4. So 8 upon 4. So I cut the 4, 1 fours are 4, 2 fours are 8, you get the answer 2. In this one, what I did, I cut the 4 here itself. Okay. And then I put 2 upon 1. You can approach the question in many ways. Okay. You can even do it like this: 2 upon 4 into 4 upon 1. So 1 twos are 2, 2 twos are 4. Okay. And then 1 2s are 2, 2 2s are 4. So you get the answer 2. This is another. The maths you can answer it in different way. Okay, the second question, what was it? Second question is 1/3 into 5, right? 1/3 into 5. So 1/3 into 5 is 5 upon 1. Okay, so it is 5 upon 3. The answer is 5. Clear? If you want, you can put it in mixed fraction or decimal fraction. Both ways possible. Okay. So let's move to another part. Okay. So you have 1.5 bread. Let me make start it with simple. You have 3 bread. Okay. You have to divide it by quarter, in quarters. Okay. You have 3 bread. You have to divide it into quarters. So how many quarter will you get if you divide the 3 bread into quarter? Okay. If you divide the 3 bread into quarter, how will you get? Question is clear. You have 3 bread. And this 3 bread you have to divide into quarter, then how many quarters you will have? Okay. So in one bread, our calculation in one bread, if you take the half, in a half you get 2 pieces. So here 2, here 2, you get 4. So 4 in one bread means 4 times 3. That is 12. Okay, you will get totally 12 quarter pieces, right? You will get 12 quarter pieces because here you have 2, here you have 2. So here 4. So 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 4 threes are 12. Okay, so let's see how to do it in a fraction. So as I said you, 3 upon 1 divided by 1 upon 4. Okay, when you divide, what you do is you just get the inverse. So 3 upon 1 into 4 upon 1. So the what happened? The 4 goes up and the 1 comes down. You inverse it. Okay, just you inverse. Inverse means change the position. Now what you do? 4 threes are 12. See, the answer is 12. Right? So if a bread is taken, if 3 breads are taken and cut it into quarter, how many quarter pieces will you get? You will get 12 pieces. You will get 12 pieces. Clear? So whenever you have to divide, you have to just inverse it. Right? So these are some of the principles. A lot of children do mistakes in this fraction and in this plus and minus issue when you multiply and divide. And also they do mistake in angles which we see. Okay, so is this clear? What you have to do is you have to simply inverse and do it. So somebody gives you 3 bread and says cut it into quarter. How many, if you cut it into quarter, how many pieces we will get? So you will simply say 12 pieces. 12 pieces because you are inversing it. Okay, see how much make life easy. So you can do a mental calculation if you're good in multiplication table. What you'll do is you'll just imagine in mind 1 upon 1 divided by quarter. So now what you do, you just make it into your mind itself, the second step, 3, 4 upon 1. Okay, so you can just calculate 4 3s are 12, so 12 pieces. You can do the mental calculation and say, if you bought 3 beds, we can cut it into 12 quarters. Okay, right. So let's move to the next exercise about division. You have half a pizza. So you have, okay, half pizza, and you want to divide it to 2 people. Can you do the calculation? Half pizza, you want to divide it among 2 people. Okay. So what's the answer? Can you type in the answer? Okay. So now what's the answer? Still doing? Have you got the answer? Type it. Rifki, Alkama, Bilkis, what are your answers? Okay. So now let's do this. 1 upon 2 divided by 2 upon 1. Now what you do, inverse it. So 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2, that is equal to what? 1 upon 4. 1 upon 4. Because this is division, not multiplication. If you are multiplying, you just cross it each other. Okay, right. So here the answer is, if you have half bread and you want to divide it to two people, it's a quarter, right? Half bread, you want to divide it to two people. So it's a quarter piece, right? Okay. Now, the same question, quarter divided by two. Can you make the answer quickly? What's the answer? Okay, let's do the answer. 1 upon 4 divided by 2 upon 1, which is 1 upon 4. Now you have to inverse it. We have a 1 upon 2. That is equal to 1 upon 8. 1 upon 8. Okay, clear. So how do we understand this practically? A quarter, a quarter, if you want to divide it into 2, okay, then it is 1/8. That is 1/8. How do we understand this? Okay, is the answer clear for you now? Okay, hopefully the answer is clear. So let me see how. So you have one whole pizza, and then it is divided into 4. That's how it becomes a quarter, right? So you have this quarter, which is 1 out of 4. Our question is what? 1 out of 4 divided by 2. We got the answer 1 out of 8, right? 1 out of 8. So what's happening now? Virtually, when you call it fractions, all equally being done. Huh? So you are cutting this quarter to half, right? Cutting this quarter so that you and your friend can have it. You have a quarter pizza, and that pizza is cut into half. Okay. So in that format, if you're cutting everything, what will happen? Totally, how many pieces will be there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you will eat 1/8 of the pizza. You will eat 1/8 of the pizza. You see this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what happens? You eat 1/8 of the pizza, your friend will eat 1/8 of the pizza. That's why when you take a quarter and divide into 2, you get 1/8. Okay. Or what you can do is you take the bread and cut it into 8 pieces. A single bread, you cut it into 8 pieces. And then what happens? So you have this quarter piece remaining with you. The other pieces are taken away, so that quarter you divide it into 2. So if you keep it, if you try to compare it with the bread has to be cut into 8 pieces. Right? So this is about division of fraction. Okay. So clear, right? So you know how to divide. Let's do some division. 4 upon 8 divided by 1 upon 2. 5 upon 3 divided by 2 upon 6. 6 upon 7 divided by 4 upon 5. Do it. Okay, somebody asked me about what butterfly method. Okay, we'll do it in the next another time. Okay, I don't want to confuse you with that. Those are certain methods to do things easily. Okay, first we need to understand the logic behind doing something. What is the reason behind doing it? So after that, you can find shortcuts. Shortcuts will make things easy. Okay. Sometimes when shortcuts get confused, you should know why you do it this way. What's the reason? That's why I was trying to explain you what happens when you divide a quarter into two. Why it is 1/8. You just write the answer and you are just keeping quiet. Why it is 1/8? So if you take the pizza example, you can find it why it is 1/8. Okay, finished. Okay, let's do the exercise. Okay. So first one, 4 upon 3. Let's do the first one. First one, what is the answer? 4 upon 8 divided by 1 upon 2, right? So what I'll do is 4 upon 8 multiplied by 2 upon 1. So you can do it two ways. You can multiply and put it, or you can cross it. So best thing is cross. 1 2s are 2, 4 2s are 8. And this 4 and 4 you cut it. So the answer is 1. Answer is 1. If you are doing it in the more traditional way, 4 upon 8 into 2 upon 1 is equal to 8 upon 8. So 8 and 8 you cut, and is equal to 1. Two different methods. Okay, let's do the second question. Second question is what? Second question, 5 upon 3 into divided by 2 upon 6. 5 upon 3 divided by 2 upon 6. So we have tried the inverse. 5 upon 3 into 6 upon 2. So 3 2s are 6. 3 2s are 6. And this 2 and this 2 cuts off. So the answer is 5. The 3 you cut it with 2, you get the 2 remainder. 3 2s are 6. So you get the 2, 2 and 2 you cut, you get 1. So the answer is 5. All get cuts off, only 5 is remaining. Okay, clear? So now let's go to the third question. Third question is what? If I'm going too fast, just let me know I'm too fast. Huh? divide by 4 upon 5. So that is 6 upon 7 into 5 upon 4. Okay. So 6 5s are 30, 7 4s are 28, right? So 30 upon 28. Or you can do it this way, or you can do it another way. Another way is what? 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. Okay. Then what you do? 5 3s are 15 and 7 2s are 40. So 15 upon 14 also can be done. Okay. Clear? So now you know in fractions all the method related to fraction. Okay. Somebody is asking how 6 upon 7 into 5 upon 4. 5 upon 4. So this you can cut. 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. Okay. So is there anything we can cut move? No. So 5 3s are 15, 7 2s are 40. Okay. Okay. Now I want to just give you a brief idea about angles. Okay. So this is clear. So you know how to add fractions. When you add fractions, you have to see whether the denominator is same. If it is not the same, you have to make sure that you bring it under the same denominator. Same thing for subtraction. Multiplication, you try to cross each other and then calculate it. Okay, always remember that if it's a whole number, like half into 2, you have to put 2 upon 1. And division, what you do, you inverse one of the fractions. You just inverse one of the fractions to get the answer. Okay. So now going to, so this is basic functions in fraction. Later we'll go to other details. So now we'll get into uh, angles. Okay. Some introduction about angles. So a straight line also has an angle. If you take a straight line, what the angle is? It is 180 degree. Okay, a straight angle is 180 degree, right? Why it is 180 degree? Because if you take a circle, okay, a circle is 360 degree. A circle is 360 degree. So just half of the circle, it is 180 degree, because 180 degree this side, 180 degree this side. So this both add together, a circle is 360 degree. Okay. So if you take a straight line, it is half of the uh, degree. So it is 180 degree. Right. And then this 180 degree. So you know that a circle is 360 degree and a straight line, it is 180 degree. So this 180 degree, now if you take it to half like this, okay, this is called a 90 degree. You call this a 90 degree, you call it a right angle. You call it a right, whenever it is a You can have you can have a 90-degree angle like this also, this way or that way. It's called a right angle. We call it a right. Which grade is this? Actually, I'm combining many of the grades. Okay. Still, for fractions, you can have a lot of type of fractions being done, but this is the basic. Once you understand this, you can understand anything. Okay, so this is clear, right? 90-degree is clear. So let's go to another part of that. So you know a right angle. Now you have straight angle. When a line is straight, you call it straight angle. When it is 90-degree, you call it right angle. And something which is less than 90 degrees, less than 90 degree, you call it acute angle. Acute. Okay, you have to understand one thing. In maths, what they do is they sometimes want to twist the question. So they will put a line like this and ask you, what is this angle? Okay. So you'll get confused. What is this? It's a straight angle because if you see it from this side, it's a straight line. It's a straight angle. Sometimes they'll put the acute angle like this. Okay. And they'll ask you what type of angle is it. So you know it is a acute angle. Just they only change the angle so you don't understand it. So this way, your sometimes question is a little tricky. Okay, and that's part of the fun. So if you work on to it many times, it will become easy for you. Right. So this is acute angle when the degree is less than 90. Okay, when the degree is less than 90, the degree is less than, here it is 90 degrees. Okay, here it is 180. So write this down. Okay, equal to 90 degrees. This is less than. Okay. Now this part is the acute angle. This part, right, is the acute angle. So if somebody asks you, what do you call for this part, the bigger part? Okay, this bigger part you call it obtuse angle. Obtuse angle. Sorry, the bigger part you call it reflex angle. I'm sorry, reflex angle. Reflex angle. Okay. This bigger part is called reflex angle. The smaller part is called obtuse angle. So you draw it again and call that part as reflex angle. So reflex angle is something, it is the opposite of the acute angle. Huh? It's the opposite of the acute angle. Now something in the right angle, it's going beyond the 90 degree. Okay, anything above 90 degree, little above 90 degree. Okay, not the opposite of acute angle. So this one you call it a obtuse angle. This one you call it a obtuse angle. It's just above 90 degrees. So this should be below 90 degrees and it should be above. Okay. Above 90 degree, it's obtuse. Clear? So, any questions? Otherwise, we can finish our session for today. And on 6th, that means next Tuesday, we are starting our lesson 1. So, thing that you have to practice well is your multiplication table and revise these lessons. And angles, there are more details to be discussed in angles. So just to get the idea of what an angle is, these are the general principle. If you know this, okay, that a circle is 360 degree, a straight line is 180 degree. If you divide it to half, it is 90 degree. Okay, and if you know what is the acute angle, what is obtuse angle, these things are just uh, normal thing. So next class we'll start with lesson 1 of grade 10. Okay, and I will also discuss about the plan of how we are going to do the classes. So if you have any of your friends or anybody who are weak in maths who want to join grade 10, share them the information and they can join the classes. Okay, after they are admitted, they pay the admission. And the first month class will be free. That means the September month class will be free. Okay, so share the message if you like the teaching. If you like my teaching method and everything is easy and simple for you, you can share it among your friend. So the September month will be free, but they have to pay the admission fee to get themselves registered in the class. Okay. So any questions, Rifki, or everything is clear for you? Okay. So till the next Tuesday, you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. If you are not thorough with your multiplication table, okay, at least practice. So I think most of you will be good up to the fifth table, generally up to the fifth table. So from the sixth table onwards, you might have some issues. So that will be clarified to you. Yeah, there is a grade 9 session. It's not starting now, it will be starting after some time. Okay, for those who are starting the grade 9 session. So that will be there. We will notify you. Okay, we are about to start a grade 9 session, but not now. Okay, so see you all inshallah next week.